You already know what it is. Your boy DJ Waffles on the check-in. And listen, we're here in the patty room and I got my special guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Listen, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked.
I'm just happy to be here. I got the dog with me. But listen, it's Punch. I'm back. Podcast Punch is back in the building. I promise you I'm going to say a lot of shit that I got to...
Yo, like, this is what we're here for. I feel like just the conversation that we were having before this interview started, it felt like it's genuine, and I just want to hear where you come from. I want you to take me back to the artist days, because I was checking you out, and I was like, yo, he was a rapper. Because I have to do it in layers. I have to see all that you've done. Like, I'm a type of guy to do research. Like, I try to understand, like, the person's method to madness. Like, how did they get to this point? Not, oh, you just turned on Instagram, you lit right now. Like, nah, let me see your backstory. Like you would say, like paperwork. Let me just understand who this person is so that I can have my own perception and my own reality of this person. Yeah. So what was life like for you when you first started? Like, you was taking the rap. I
was going hard with rap. I rap amazing. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of people, the thing, when I started to rap, I came up loving the mixtape scene. So I start ingesting rap 98, 99. So I'm absorbing music from mixtapes first. DMX is the hottest rapper on the planet. Jay-Z is probably the second hottest rapper. You know what I mean? At that point, Mace is on his heels. You know what I mean? Like, the bad boy shit is running. Rockefeller's starting to get built. So it's a lot of, not starting to get built, I'm talking about like their presence. So it's so much going on, but then now I'm a kid. Right. So it's like all the big bros from the town, everybody, they're like, yeah, y'all don't know about Jay-Z, DMX. Right. Yeah, y'all young kids, y'all don't even know why Big and Pac was beat. Y'all don't even get it. Right. And I kind of like, I don't. Right. So then I immediately clinch on to the mixtapes. And I clinch on to, well, look, I got this guy. His name's Fabulous. Here's the go. I got this guy, Cameron. I got these guys. And now I start to clinch on to the younger generation of what was next. And they came with the punchline presence of metaphors of, then comes Lloyd Banks, then comes Joe Button, then comes, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of those guys that I started to build it on. Because then by this point, Pun is passed. By this point, Big is gone. By this point, Pac is gone. So these three legendary, Big L is gone. These guys are gone. Right. You get what I'm saying?
I can respect that.
So they're all like, y'all don't know. And I'm like, I don't, but what does that mean? I'm going to start my hip-hop, like, love and journey here. And it never stopped. I start listening to Hov a little bit. Right. I love DMX. As Dark and Hell is Hot, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. These are the albums that start to sculpt me. And I'm like, man, because by this point, even No Way Out, even before, you know, this is when Puff was Puff. It's still, that's Black Rob, that's G-Dep. There's so much activities they had then. Yeah. So that's what I fell in love with. And then the version of rap that I loved the most was bars and wordplay. And that whole, like, yo, bro, you could imagine if we said this and said that. So then everybody on my block is like, yo, I write a 16, I write a 24. Right. And by that point, there's this obsession of the more bars you had, the better you were. Definitely. So I just outworked everybody. I just had a lot of bars, a lot of shit, and I just kept going. I got really, really lit. They used to call me Punchline when I was young.
Oh, nice.
Then the OG Punchline that used to run with, like, Lyricist Lounge, used to run with Quali, and all of them was like, yo, bro, I'm already here. Wow. And I didn't understand what was going on. This is like early moments, and I'm like, I didn't know who he was. You know, no disrespect. Like,
how did you deal with that?
Because like, I think I took a lot of heed that. Let me tell you something. One of the best things that's a part of my personality is accepting what I don't know. Okay. So when they would be like a lot, like I said, the joking with, yo, you don't know about Big, I didn't. Right. And at that point, I was so young that I wasn't interested to go back yet. Right. So when they're telling me this, I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, man. So I'm just Punch. I'm the new version. And it's just like, I was with it, and they were looking at me like, yo, man, you being a little disrespectful, man. Like, I created these things, but when you're young and you're hot-headed and there's a movement on ground level in my neighborhood, gang is starting to become really, really prevalent, that's only boosting your shoulders up, making you feel like, man, we here, we on gang time, what's up? What y'all on? And this all is like a blend for a young kid, testosterone, everybody is on time. You get what I mean? Like, it's like, just bully your way through.
So let me ask you this. How did you leverage the way that you are as an artist to gravitate to other artists and then start cultivating the relationships that you had with artists now? Because, bro, like I seen the young MAs, I seen a lot of features that you've done. Like, where was the transition to be like, hey, now I want to put out records with them and I want to move this to a bigger platform now?
What happened was that I was comfortable being outside. I know this term is the cheesiest term in the world.
Right.
Which I'm gonna be very real, and this is something that a lot of people, I'm one of the first people that really publicized the word. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Did you do it before Soulja Boy?
What, outside?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is it. It's everybody's outside, but the phrase of outside, to even segment that for a second, this will go viral. The phrase of outside, we outside, that whole shit that happened, we outside, it started when we used to joke people who weren't there. The radio DJs, the executives, the guys who were nervous to come out on ground level and really be tangible. So we used to be like, we outside, I don't know where y'all are at. Then the trendy rappers started saying we outside more often, and then it became just a trend. We outside. But when we started really saying it, it was a diss to the executives, the people of power, the ones who control music, that would not be on ground level to see what's going on.
So speaking of that,
you get what I mean. So I don't want to. That's just with that phrase. But I don't want to segue because you asked a valid question.
Right.
What happened was that I gained a lot of respect. I came up through battle culture.
Right.
When you come up through battle culture, everybody respects you.
I agree.
Because you are about your bars. So you are in love and are respected by the most purest form of the genre. So because I came from that and people know he's a rapper, whether you're on the top of Smack or you're on the end of a rap DVD, when you came up on that, they know that you care about the music. When you care, it gives you respect. When you get respect, people like, let him do what he's doing. Whether it gets the biggest or it doesn't. And that was just really it. I wasn't selling 10,000 million mixtapes. I just really could rap. You get what I mean? And a lot of people can't really rap.
So let me ask you this: what you think hindered you from getting a record?
Money.
And the push.
I had no money. I was just a regular nigga, man. When I was at that point, I was young. At my mom's house, I was a regular dude. I never was. There's no talks. I don't ever posture it like credit card kid, sell drugs. I wasn't robbing nobody. I didn't have the money.
So what kind of advice would you give an independent artist that, like you just saying, like you had a great career and then it was like the money that stunted your growth? Yeah. What would you tell an independent artist like now? That's good.
I think now I still would have a hard time. I know that if I was maybe like 5 years, just a little bit later, just 5 more years out of one, if I was just a little more, because the level of hunger I had when content first was like, you can shine off of content, which is maybe like 5 years ago. Well, shine off of talented content.
Okay.
Right? Now it's more like ignorant content is what grasps the attention. You get what I mean? Now it's like, what can I do that's the most ignorant? Now if it's like, I just want to go viral. So it's different now. So the advice that I have now is very, very shaky, bro. I'm not really in the A&R position anymore. At one point, I was heavily in the A&R position. I could tell you how to break, what to do, where to go to get to the point. Now, I'm almost in total confusion. And I don't even hide it. Like, I really don't know what the system is to actually win at this exact point because it's nothing but just luck and shot.
But the crazy part about it is that you've worked with Tekashi, you worked with Pop, you worked with a lot of different
Bobby,
artists.
designer, everybody.
Exactly. Like the list is a laundry list. Yeah. If y'all want to go check them out, just hit.
And we're gonna get to it. We're gonna walk it through. Yeah.
So when you develop talent and you just see talent like that and you get your hands on talent like that so fast. Yeah. Like how does that stop? Like where do you get in the phase where it's just like you lose the knack, like or you lose the passion for it? No, that's the word.
It's so many moving pieces. It's not a fair question to answer. So we got to break it down in pieces. Number one, you get what I mean? When I was identifying talent and I really started to do it and was able to like hands on, it's 10 years ago. Right. The difference of how the culture ingested content is different. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. When Bobby first comes in 2014, right? Let's talk. Bobby Shumurda's here. I remember all of my guys is calling him in. Everybody grew up got similar come-ups. He's from 20 minutes away from me, from Canarsie, the 90s. Everybody is from the similar area in Brooklyn, right?
Right.
Some people in Brooklyn go, that's mad far in Brooklyn, but y'all not thinking big enough.
Yeah.
And Brooklyn is part of New York City, which is part of New York State, which is the Northeast, which is half the damn country. It is. We are astronomically close when you think about the grand scale of the globe.
Right.
For my Brooklyn people, jump out the window, right?
Right.
But, you know what I mean? I'm born and raised on 106th Street in Flatlands. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm from. I'm from the hundreds. My whole point of the matter is like, when Bobby comes, I remember vividly everyone calling me like, Punch, there's something happening in the 90s. Yo, you gotta go help it. There's DJs that are playing it. There's people that are going crazy. Everybody. And literally everybody is like, help it. I got DJs, yeah, they calling me to help. Other DJs, yeah, they calling me. And I'm literally like, what's happening? And what's happening was our city was uniting the younger generation. And that's what we did not do in years. And the source point of what happened with the GS9 movement is they literally said, yo, all of the young DJs, jack us. And all the young DJs was like, we're it. The older DJs, the label execs, the people who was running social media, they did not get it at first. When people first seen Hot Nigga they were like, this shit is scary, my nigga. It's 100 niggas. It's everybody in there looked like that they shooters and everybody in there was scary. Yeah. It's 100 Crips in the video. There's no girls. It's spooky. There's no chorus. It's the jackpot beat for Banks. Y'all niggas is bugged out. This will never work. Then this social media app called Vine comes.
I remember when Vine came.
Chewy takes his hat. They take this clip up, throws his hat in the air. It doesn't come back. And it's like, what is that? Where did his hat go? Now, this is one of the first times that random social media shit just benefited.
Okay.
It goes 20, 30, 40 million views on Vine. Now, everybody's like, yo, that's the guy with the hat. Now they're laughing, thinking Bobby is a joke and thinking it's fun. But Bobby is the most serious. People don't understand. They see him giggle now.
Bro,
Bobby is entertaining life. I know this guy. I mean it. Like, Chewy is loving life at levels that people can't understand.
He's like...
They can't...
Come on, Punch.
They don't understand.
Punch, but you gotta, like...
Bobby is crazy now. Like, don't get nothing...
So I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real, right? I feel like Bobby let us down.
Why you say that?
Because I feel like when he came home, I feel like the anticipation was so high and the records that he chose wasn't the right records. I'm a DJ, and I DJ clubs, and it was like, I can't find a record. Even when I went up to New York to play, and it's like, it's like maybe like one or two records. I'm like, nah, this is not what we anticipated. Like, the anticipation for him was high. I even DJed for Roddy Rebel one time when he came to Pennsylvania and did his set. But I'm just like, bro, it didn't do what it was supposed to do. I felt like New York had so much hope with artists coming out, and it was just like every time somebody close to that region would get hot, it'd just go back down. Somebody would do something crazy, and y'all lose the momentum. And when he did that, I was like, okay, we see the jewelry, we see the trips, we see the song with Quavo, we see all of that. But then it's like Hoochie Daddy came out, and I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to take one of the realest people that I knew that's a stand-up guy that GS9, everybody's really rocking with him. It was just like different for me. Maybe because I'm here in Atlanta and you guys in New York, it was just different for me to ingest.
I totally understand. So again, it's hard. If we go, I have the answers.
Okay, I'm listening.
But if we look at it more timeline wise, it becomes a more of an effective position. Okay. Because it's like, so if we jump to Bobby when Bobby comes home.
Okay.
Bobby comes home in 2022.
22.
Bobby comes home 22, I think. Yeah. Right? This is 22. Bobby comes home 22. And, no, 21 he has. It had to be 21. It had to be 21, right? Because he did this. Yeah, I think it's 21. Right? Nonetheless, he comes home at the top of the year. And what happened is that Bobby had life to catch up on. And I think a lot of people discredit what that feels to different people. You get me? You got to remember that Bobby independently traded success for loyalty.
Okay.
You got to remember that.
Okay.
So Bobby is the most successful from the crew at that point. Rowdy didn't get to feel the success of computers. Computers becomes the biggest thing in arguably New York club history in that decade, in that decade before. Like, Computers is subjectively the biggest record out of New York, right?
I can see that.
In the club, nobody jump out of it. If you are not from New York, you don't understand what I'm saying. So just take heed, right? But Rowdy did not get to feel that. There's not 10 videos of Rowdy performing computers because he was locked when the successive computers started to drive.
I agree.
So Bobby felt hot nigga. Bobby felt Bobby bitch. Bobby felt these moments when he was home.
Right.
This is real. And now he's like, all right, my guy is pinched up. If I take this version of the charge, he gets to come home earlier. I'll do this, you know. And everybody's like, man, listen, we own up to a lot. Bobby takes this. Bobby gets in trouble in jail. That's how Rowdy still comes home before Bobby, right? Because Rowdy was supposed to have more time. Cool. All of these back and forth. When Rowdy comes home, there's a national presence that Rowdy doesn't have yet.
Okay, yeah.
So Rowdy is now the first representation for GS9, and the rest of the country is like, that's Bobby Shumurda's, you know, like that's the guy from his clique. The rest of the country doesn't understand, are you fucking nuts? That's Rowdy Rebel, that's computers.
Right.
This Beam John, this is who he is. These records are iconic.
Right.
But it were regionalized because Epic, not to kill them, wasn't facilitating Rowdy's music as heavily as maybe that they could have, or maybe spent enough dollars to really support him while he was gone. So when he comes back home, he still has to break nationally. So the GS9 brand is now like in between because they're like, what's happening? Rowdy's trying to hang this whole thing, but if you don't have major label support, which was different than when it was 2014, when they were here, he's now trying to just hold his flag. So when Chewy comes home and now is like, yo, I'm here, everybody's like, okay, now it's here.
Right.
But he's like, nigga, I want to catch up on life.
Right.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. Bobby's openly said it. I want to fuck pussy. I want to go get money. I want to fly jets. I want to go places. And New York was like, yeah, that's what's up. We want you to hear music. So in theory, the listener is like, nigga, entertain us. You get what I'm saying? And he's like, I don't give a fuck what y'all are talking about.
Not to cut you off, do you think that's selfish of us as
100% it's
a
selfish.
consumer?
100% it's selfish, which is okay though, because most artists play into the selfishness and go, I know what my fans want. But Bobby at the end of the day was, I didn't go on a hiatus to go just relax and rest my head and be lazy. Niggas, I was in a cell. You get what I mean?
Right.
Like my successor like this and in jail in the middle of the rise, I want to live life.
So, all right, so then this is my thing. So why wouldn't you just take that pause when you get out and be like, hey, I'm gonna lay off for a year and just refocus, realign, something like that, get my relationships together, and then come out? I feel like when he came out and he tried to push the button, it was just like, bro, we still waiting. We knew he had one in him, but it was just like, it didn't come, and then like all the antics started happening. I was just like, this is not the person, because we're basing it off of social media. Like, we don't know him.
Yeah.
We never met him. We don't know Chewy. I know Bobby Shumurda from social media and the songs. So whatever he painted, that's what we're buying into. And if you're not serving that up, it's like, why do we still sit here and buy it?
Because he's still understanding how to operate on social media.
Gotcha.
Like, we've had 6-7 more years of experience to learn. The algorithm changes every 3 months, and we're home. The internet, the websites, the influence of a Shade Room, of a Hollywood Unlocked, of any of this shit, spiritual word, that wasn't a real thing to him. How it was.
Right.
World Star ran the world. This is 50 ran the world then. You get what I'm saying? Definitely. So now when he comes home, he has an adjustment period. The reality at hand is this, and I've had hundreds of conversations with Chewy, one-on-one, Chewy right here, me right here, bro, what's happening? And he's told me straight up, was like, yo, bro, I don't want to be the same person, because what a lot of these rappers do is they rap about what their mans did. They rap about what happened on their block. I was rapping about what I did.
Right.
So when I start talking hot again, I'm going to jump out the window on these niggas and I'm going to go back in, because y'all niggas are faking and I'm not. And a lot of people, so a lot of times when they see Bobby and he's laughing, Bobby is structuring himself not to be like, y'all don't want to see me mad. One thing, the biggest misconception, and I'll get off Chewy after this.
Right.
The biggest misconception of Chewy is that people think he's something to play around with.
Okay.
Because he's jokey now.
Right.
He's not. My friend is just nuts.
Right.
You get what I mean? Like, he's nuts. He's rather like, let me fuck my business, smoke my weed, and have fun. It's way safer for y'all this way.
Right.
Please, just leave me alone.
Right.
Because if I really come back over here, I'm going to rap what I do, and if any of you rappers try to clout chase me and do something, we're going out the window as it's the play around. Right. And the same thing for Rowdy too. Rowdy don't giggle, but these guys aren't made up characters that are being and posturing. We see these artists, they get in trouble. I'm telling on this one, he's in jail, he's this, I don't know what's going on. We're a gang, we're not a gang. They're telling everything. Those niggas stood the tallest. So when I have a voice for it and I have any moment to defend it, I do, because these are my friends, number one. And then number two, this is my city, number two. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. People don't understand them and they didn't give it enough time. So, in the closing point, Bobby, people wanted Bobby to be Bobby Shumurda Part 2 pickup in November of 2014 and tell us what you're going to do with this gun, who's going to get shot, what's going to happen, and tell us what's going on in the street. And Bobby was like, when I did that, I went to jail for 7 years and my friends got life. We got to also remember that all of their friends are still in jail. People just see Bobby and Rowdy home and go, oh. 75% of the 9 is still locked for life.
That's crazy.
So people are neglecting this. There's niggas that's still fighting cases. That indictment wasn't, they just neglect all of this shit that people play around with. The rest of the indictment is still in jail. You get what I mean? So they're like, y'all are looking at this like rap, our friends aren't coming home. You get what I mean? We don't want to duplicate the shit and go back. But not here nor there. Chewy and Rowdy say what they say, but I know way more of what Chewy said because I've had hundreds of more conversations with Chewy when I was with him versus Rowdy, even though Rowdy's my dog, but I used to talk to Chewy every day.
So definitely with being a pillar in the community, right, where you were at, how did you fall in to play with Tekashi and Pop? Like how was that beneficial for you and how it was non-beneficial for you?
So it's there's like a year and a half difference in the time period. With Tekashi, I got there's multiple ways. Number one, some of my Bed-Stuy dogs would reach out, start seeing what's going on. Shout out to Pop Out Boys, another angle that was reaching out. My nephew SD was really, really cool with him, and then basically tagged that in. I had other people try. It was a lot of people that was like, we got something going. I get over there, Shotty is like, nigga, trying to get a hold of you. Every one of these versions was happening where it's like, come over here, we need you. Because by this point, I've already been a proven facilitator of changing temperature.
Right.
So there's people that's looking at me like, yo, the first time I seen Designer on a big multi-million view platform is with Punch. This is 50.
Okay.
I bring Designer to meet 50 Cent. Like, we skipping over, you know what I mean? Like, crazy shit, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. I bring Designer to meet 50. That's like, crazy. Literally meet him. Crazy. 50 is in the office when, all right, watch this. We pause that. We go back 2 years because it affects the timeline. You get what I mean? And of course, because of the affiliation, we can pour into it more and more. So I get designers going in there. They meet me. They played me the record in Applebee's in Brooklyn, on downtown Brooklyn.
Panda.
Yes.
Okay.
Play the record. Shout out to Design. Shout out to Millie. Shout out to all his people originally. This is like right when he was just getting with Zana. It's just crazy. Okay. Where the DJs, again, are unifying because all of the DJs of our generation, all of the guys, the Starks, the Sir Mannies, the Reeves, all of this, right? The Brooklyn guys, even Booths, everybody that's really like, this is what we're going to do. Because radio, this starts the narrative that gets to the bigger hit. You get what I'm saying? Radio was not jacking what we were doing on ground level. New York, because of Hot 97 being the pillar it was on bully time. You play by what we do, or you won't get on Mix Show and you'll never make radio.
That's crazy.
That's how they were bullying everybody. Now, I already was gaining internet presence, which was making me accelerate my DJ presence. So that's why it's very rare that you'll ever see that my name says DJ Punch. Because I've always had a high respect for my DJs. And I never wanted to just skip it because I got astronomically famous. I never wanted to skip because I went from, I'm DJing for 2 years to I'm getting $1,000, $1,500 a gig, which for normal DJs, we know that is a high rate. You get what I mean? Definitely. So now in 2 years in, I'm getting 1,000. There's DJs that I felt was even better than me by year 2. And they still grabbing a 200 or 250. And I'm like, damn, that's what's up, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and now they're opening for me. It's insane. My presence, my microphone game was raw. So it was a lot of things that changed it. So push come to shove, everybody in the city, new rappers was like, get around Punch, he's gonna help you. That's how it was. You get what I'm saying? So now when this goes, we got one on the board. The town is up. Shumurda's on the board. Now Designer comes. Now we got Panda. Fresher immediately was starting to bubble up. You get what I mean?
You know, it's so crazy, not to cut you off. My homeboy, DJ Fly Top, Mr. Life of Your Party from New York, he sent me the On the Low record.
Fresher. Featuring Designer.
So I'm like, who is this?
Correct.
Then he sent me the Panda record, and I feel like, and I definitely want to stake the claim on that. Like, I was the first one to play it here because nobody knew what it was.
I can imagine.
And I'm like, He sent me the email. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I was like, he sounds like Future. A little bit.
100%.
Played
a lot of
it
it then.
Yo, bro, probably like maybe like 3 weeks after I had that record, and I was just waiting to like closing, like my last set, and I was like, let me just play it. When I played it, a couple of people picked up on it, so I was like, oh shit, he got one.
Yeah.
Because it's different when you're a New York rapper and you're trying to get a record down in the A. It's super difficult.
It's a very weird thing.
But if you from here, you can get a record on the radio, you can get it in the club.
Yeah.
But that was kind of
it went insane. It went fast. I heard the record. It was such a short amount of plays. Everything was happening, and we started pushing the record every day. So all the young generation, the older DJs were kind of like, we don't know what's going on. Shout out to Drewski, Will, Camelo. Those are the ones who broke Panda. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what happened is, while this is going on, 50's in there. Shout out to Bettis. This is in the office one day. This is real shit. And then they're playing it, and they're like, yo, what the fuck is this? 50 literally, what the fuck is this, man?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what is this bullshit, man? This nigga, this Future? And they said, no, this is a kid. In fact, Punch just had him up here yesterday.
Right.
So he goes, Punch got this nigga from where? They said, he's from Brooklyn. So this is the first time 50 calls me.
Right.
You get what I mean? Like, calls me. I'm already up there for like 2-3 months. Shout out to Heineken and them that got me up there.
Shout out to Heineken.
Everything is in there.
Right.
And then 50's like, yo, nigga, who this nigga, man? I'm like, it's designer. You know, he from Lexington and Bed-Stuy. He's right there. What's up? He's like, tell this nigga I want to meet nigga right now, man. Yeah, I like this shit. And the back pan is playing. When I get in the elevator, get out the doors, 50 is in the room playing Panda. Back to back. They're like, 50's been listening to Panda for 40 minutes. I'm literally like, crazy. For real, just playing it back and back. That's 50 crazy. Goes, this record's gonna go. The record's been alive for 3 weeks. Like, just be clear, maybe a month. So 50 has no inclination, there's no data, there's nothing. Like, 50's ear is like, this shit about to go. So we wait, crazy. Designer comes in, 50 like, yo, nigga, what's up, nigga? What you wanna do? What you want to do? And Designer had a meeting. This is something real. This is a real statement. Designer had a meeting. I want to say it was with Columbia, some wild shit.
Right.
And he was like, yo, I got a meeting, big bro, one of those. And 50 goes and makes a call, hypes it up, and gets on the phone. I was like, yo, fuck that meeting. And nigga was like, yo, what happened? He said, don't worry, you gonna still go. But now they know I want you. Now you worth double. You welcome, nigga. Oh, and I just go, this is a cult, nigga, man. God
yo,
damn
that's crazy.
I look at 5, I go, God damn, this is my first couple months around him. I'm like, damn, man, you exactly who I thought you were. He said, nigga, don't worry, nigga, now you worth double, nigga, now they know I want you. And I was like,
crazy.
50 Cent is a fucking monster. So that peaks it. Lior tries to sign him a day or two later. All this shit goes on. He meets Steven and Kanye that Wednesday. By the next week, he got an Adidas deal and a Good Music deal that goes up. So that's how fast it was. So a lot of times now, again, people are now coming to me, yo, Punch, oh my God, we've seen a nigga with you 2-3 weeks. Jesus Christ. He's with 50 Cent, he's with Kanye West, he's with this. Oh my God, you're it. So this is starts to identify, now it's starting to go. I'm like, you know what, Designer, yo, bro, just do what you're going to do. We were speaking about a bunch, DJing. There was so many different avenues that we had to flourish.
Right.
I'm like, I'm rocking out. 50 just let me greenlight me. They're like, yo, we about to make this as 50 this whole platform wrap around you.
Bro.
My hands is going through the roof.
That's crazy because you like a media personality.
I'm there for like 2 months.
You're finding the talent.
100%. It's happened so fast.
And you getting people deals at the same time.
And then 50 was so adamant of being like, yo, nigga, what's up, nigga? Let me ask you a question. 50 used to just pick my brain. I used to be like 50 Cent asking me questions. It's insane. What's up with these little niggas? What's up with this? Yo, let me see that shit. Pull it up. I'm showing him. So this shit cool? This is what y'all niggas fuck with? He was like, almost like, he's absorbing this shit and going, all right, cool. Yo, this the shit, though. Look at the shit he doing. I fuck with that little shit gonna work. Tell that nigga keep that up. So I could literally play my man from my block for Curtis Jackson, and he's gonna be like, what's up, nigga? Let me see it. It's one of your little niggas. Let me see this nigga. Nigga, huh? That nigga about that shit? This is how he is. So that was my day-to-day for months. So I'm sending him shit. I'm breaking shit. So all the young niggas is like, please play my shit for 50 Cent. Please.
Wow.
I'm now getting all of the interviews first because rappers from around the country are like, yo, you're lit. I get Moneybagg Yo's first press. I get YFN Lucci's. I get Made in Tokyo. All of their first big New York press, they coming to me now because they're like, you're representing what's about to happen. And that's when I started to take control of it and talk hot on the media. That's why I always be like, I'm one of the first podcasters in hip hop because I was really, not the first, 40 like jumps out the window and pitches himself. I'm one of you get what I mean? And that's where it goes from.
So, all right. So, like you said, you was talking hot and then talking about coming outside. So, you felt like you guys were doing stuff, DJs, y'all was moving these artists on the ground level, and then the people inside the buildings, everybody like, PDs, everybody was giving y'all a little bit of hell and hot water. Tell me like how that went, because I know that you and Flex was like bro, it was aggressive, bro. Like, I was just watching it, and I was like, he's for the culture. He's for the culture. He's just gonna pop his shit one way or the other. So tell me like, what steered you in that direction? Like, because that's like, you gotta kind of respect that was what he got going on. Just explain.
Unbelievably legendary. First off, what happened was that when all of that G Unit stuff goes and all of the This Is 50 shit goes, then 6ix9ine comes.
Right.
When 6ix9ine comes, then we got 50 around it, because obviously I'm right there.
Exactly.
So they're with me, they meet 50, they see it, Shotty's in there. 50 loves all of the fuckery. 50 like when a nigga get his head slapped up. So these niggas are slapping niggas, robbing niggas. It's a bunch of fuckery. You get what I mean? The stuff is already, niggas have already pleaded guilty to half of these shits. You get what I mean?
Right.
So while this going on, 50 just thinks this is fucking amazing.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the beginning.
This needs to be a movie.
Before the kid turns dirty. Like, understand, before it, he thinks this is hilarious. You get what I mean? So 50 loves it. I'm playing 50, I'm playing 6ix9ine. 50, all that. So everybody is seeing this shit happen.
Right.
We're viral. We're doing multiple million views a week.
Okay.
6ix9ine's in there. We got Designer off that where they go, okay. Then we got Young and May. We do the whole ooh run.
Yeah,
50 does the ooh. We do the ooh run, which is insane. I tour the entire country. Remember, 50 does the ooh remix. Hello, guys. Now you see why a lot of, you know what I mean? It's a lot of shit going on.
That's why he's eating the way he's eating.
It's going to the point to where that we are helping facilitate all of this shit going on. Everybody's like, we see punching all of these shots. I wasn't mad being the Khaled of what's going on, of putting together these plays and being in the middle of the camera for it.
Do you feel like you should have got more records while you was in the process?
I'm going to tell you what that goes. Yes, but I'm going to tell you what happened with that shit. It's insane. So I'm taking that role and I'm comfortable with it.
Right.
I'm yelling. I understand it. I can be in the studio with the rapper, help them write the raps, which I've done many times. Help them produce the records, which I've done sequenced it. That's the DJ in me. Then I used to understand the A&R game pretty flawlessly, to how to build the brand, the creative direction. I understand the whole gauntlet. Then I knew the whole gauntlet. I needed no one. If a label said, here's $500,000, I could break the black wall and make them the biggest rapper. I understood this game forward and back.
Right.
So now we go on the run. The 6ix9ine shit, all the arrogance and confidence is pissing people off. We do not need radio for his success in the initial points.
Okay.
So now what happens is that there's a lot of the older radio guys. So now that comes a lot of the trendy, we outside, they not here. Why y'all following them?
Right.
Now I'm purposely poking the bears. You get what I mean?
Right.
Wow, what's up? You see this DJ, you see him. He got the #1 weekly on Fridays, #1 on Saturday. We outside, what's up, gang? What's cracking? What's popping? So now all of this shit is happening. It's getting a large amount of so we're pissing people off by the day. You get
right. So all right, so what was the goal? What was the goal of that?
The goal of that was to stop, for the masses to stop empowering the big homies like they were the truth.
Okay.
They were not the truth anymore from our eyes. We're on ground level. Everything that pops is coming from here.
Right.
It doesn't pop up there. This is how we were looking at it then. Later, you start to look at the game grander and go, it's so much more money outside of what you're doing. But on a ground level, I wanted acknowledgement for what I was doing and what my peers were doing.
Okay.
Which is why a lot of my videos, then I pull niggas under the arm. Yo, what's up? I got so-and-so with me. I got so-and-so with me.
Right.
And I'm pushing these DJs. So it just used to get to a point when 6ix9ine turns dirty, gets locked up originally, faces all the time, right when he is about to turn dirty and snitch on everybody, send everybody to jail. The DJs, literally, the big homies, the radio niggas were like, finally, we can shut this nigga up. By this point, I probably am grazing 30, 35 million views on YouTube.
Right.
I'm more popular than rappers. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I got 100 interviews on This Is 50. I'm with Curtis Jackson every other day on Insta Story, bullshitting with the big homie in the background. This is bad. Like, they're like, this kid is loud, can't be stopped. The internet's moving. Look at all this shit.
How do we stop
And
it?
now the kid goes to jail. Thank you. Slow this shit down. That's how it felt.
Damn.
So now I'm chilling one day, and shout out to Self at this point.
Okay.
Self does some awkward shit in my opinion at this point. and he had a conversation about who's the hottest DJs. He's on the conversation with DJ Booth, who was Nicki and Fab's DJ at that point. And they're talking about who's the biggest guys, and I write in the chat like LOL because they were ignoring me.
Okay.
And I knew that there was a posture already that was happening on the big homie side. And this is where me and Booth, who was cool at that point, but we had a falling out because I'm like, you're one of us. You're not them, nigga. Right. You're not on radio. You don't have a slot. Right. Like, don't just shoulder rub what they're doing.
Right.
Like, they're not going to embrace you. They're playing chess.
Probably the Nicki connection probably kind of, scaled him up a little bit. So he
I wouldn't doubt it, but don't get it confused. You're not, if there was a draft, you're drafted to our class. You're not drafted to their class. You get what I'm saying? So no matter how cool you are with them, don't get it confused.
Right.
They're going to draft their own, and then you're going to be undrafted because then you're not with us, you're not with them. You're going to be in the middle. So I remember being with them and almost falling out, being like, what's happening? Push come to shove, we start this whole convo. It goes viral. All the DJs in the city are there. I start talking. Self gets on live with me and goes, I don't really look at you as a DJ. I was like, well, I just came off from 40,000 people playing this festival, that festival, this festival. I'm pretty much a DJ like anybody else. He goes, you know what, you're right. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to say this. You're right. I'll give you your props, all of that shit. So I looked at it like it was just this moment where he didn't want to give me the props I deserved.
Right.
I didn't want to jump out the window. I didn't be like, I'm the number one guy. I wasn't jumping out the window. I'm like, just give me what I deserve, these props. Self starts this downward spiral, this avalanche. A lot of the guys from the union at that point, they start jumping out the window. Oh, fuck, punch this, that. I'm having a field day. I'm literally like, okay. Flex goes, I see a moment. Now, this is where I love Flex.
Wait,
he understood. Yeah, I do. This guy is a man. Listen, man, this is pure comedy. I'm totally. At this point, I understand everything that's going on.
Right.
I'm one of the inventors of trolling. We literally were creating it with this kid when he was there. I was around 5. I watched when 50 trolls everybody, when he's learning the manipulation of the internet and he's going, oh, I could just write this and this was going on. I'm around the two biggest trolls in the history in this, again, in this time period.
He's active.
Think about 2016, 17, not 5 now.
Right.
He's mastered it and lapped it 10 times. I'm talking about in the development stage of let's learn how to troll the internet. He's trolled everybody in real life forever.
Right.
But now when you're learning, I could just comment this and then I could relax for the rest of the day. Y'all gonna run with this? Like, so when we're there, I'm watching the incubator room on how he created the trolling. I'm watching it how we created the trolling with Tekashi. I'm watching it. We're part of the creators of this shit.
That's crazy.
And that's my every single day. So when Flex does this, I go, he's gonna try to troll.
Right.
But I'm ahead of it because I understand what's about to go on.
Right.
Cool.
You playing chess, he playing checkers.
So now when he goes and he attacks and goes, yo, you DJs, you want to be number one and you mad nobody acknowledging you, you only be cool on World Star, bomb. You only going to be cool on YouTube, bomb. You can do as many interviews as you want, you'll never be on the box. He's doing all of this and I go,
that's crazy.
Then he calls out name and goes, punch. I'm like, oh, that's all I needed.
He sent the fire.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Now you acknowledge it. Now Flex only attacked Clue for years. He attacked Charlemagne for a while. He's only attacked really legends.
Right.
Now he's attacking somebody who's not even on the box.
Right. And now
that's when I can now go, oh, I'm really that nigga. This is crazy.
They checking for you now.
The guy who's the legend, the greatest radio DJ in our culture, in the history of our culture, is literally taking time to go attack you. And that's what I said. Oh, I must be way hotter than I thought.
You had to be you got Flex to come at you, bro.
Stop.
Like,
and Flex went at me for weeks and weeks and weeks, but I ran right back. The next day I go in front of High 97, I get a video, it ends up doing a couple million views. Yo, you know this building, buddy? I end up Googling his name. His name was like Aston. You know, I Google it. Aston, what's up? You know this. You clock in this building every day, man. You've been here for 20-some years. You know, and I just went at him because he is the GOAT.
Okay.
And what I started to poke at him and troll, and I go, what you just look like is a guy who was the GOAT who just stayed on the court too long.
Okay.
Now when you were peaking at 30, 31 points a game, 35 points a game, now you're on the corner, you're doing 15 a game. You should have left. You should have passed the torch.
How could you deem that that's right for him to leave and what time he should leave?
This is where I had a whole philosophy and I understood
I need to understand that. Because it's just like if you're a media personality for so long at This Is 50 and then somebody be like, bro, it's time for you to give it up. Like how are you gonna deal with that? And you be like, nah, I still got a few good more in me. And they telling you like, bro, they start calling you Unc, like, yo, Unc, it's over.
Yeah.
How you gonna take that?
I looked at there was so many other things. So I just wasn't just on this one issue. Right. There's a larger issue that I felt like was going on with our culture.
Okay.
This is something that I want people to repost, share, and do it. This is something that's really big. I think our culture, it puts ourself in a weaker position because we don't have an adult hip hop or an adult contemporary hip hop. We don't have it. And I think that that's a problem. So right now, as we speak, if Jay-Z dropped a song today, Jay-Z immediately is competing with Sexy Red. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Immediately, if Jadakiss drops a song, he's immediately competing with Ice Spice. It's not a fair battle, and it shouldn't even be a battle. So watch, I'm gonna finish my point for it.
Okay.
Our culture, like how they have soft rock, alternative rock, adult rock, contemporary, heavy metal, there's all of these different versions of these genres. Why doesn't our genre have multiple layers? Now, my whole point is this. I feel like our genre should have an adult version to where that people who want to hear fucking Havoc and want to hear Noriega and want to hear Jadakiss, Styles P, Sheek Louch, E40.
So that should be adult.
Too Short. It should be the grown rap. And it shouldn't be old. It shouldn't be outdated. It should be the next level up.
Right.
Because our stars do not get to tour at 55 years old. They look like they're trying to be young because we keep making them compete with the young artists. Yeah, but at the end of the day, Too Short should not have to worry about what's going on with 310 Baby. Just because they're in the same like radio station market. Why if Too Short dropped the record tomorrow, does the DJ have to, should I play this 310 Soak City? Or should I play the new Too Short? It's not right. And it's not right for 310, and it's not right for Too Short or E40 or whatever, because I'm moving the region so that nobody thinks this is a New York problem. This is a hip-hop problem. Okay. The thing is like this. If we had a genre to go, our executives can go, our DJs can go, our radio stations can go, our promoters can go, and everybody can go up to that next level to where that they're not being pushed out. But when they go, it's time for me to go to the other league. The problem with our culture is that we don't have anywhere for them to go. So then the older dudes stay in their position, and then they don't move. So then our younger demo hits the ceiling, and there's nowhere to break through. So a lot of people that we've had a drastic and gigantic amount of momentum lost their footing because they couldn't go up no more because the seats were already taken at their local radio station or the seats were already taken at their label. Where if we had that next level, when I'm just being so, Nas should not under any circumstances be competing with JT, a brand new girl. It shouldn't. It doesn't make sense.
I still feel like that's. On the radio, I don't feel like that's a DJ problem. I feel like that's a programming problem because you just got to create those pockets for where the music should be played. Like Funkmaster Flex, like he said, he didn't like $1 Million Baby, and I'm just like, bro, like how you not? Like everywhere I play this, it goes up. So I'm just like, even if you mix it, blend it with another record, like everybody likes this, but like you said, are you in tuned? What was coming on? And that's top 40. That ain't even like street shit.
He's trolling. He's also trolling.
But this is what I'm saying. When you're doing that, you're affecting another artist. You get what I'm saying? So is it fair to do that?
Well, Funkmaster Flex, let me tell you something. If you understand social media, someone from Tommy's team could have gave Flex a 10K and was like, yo, just troll against the record because it's going to draw attention. Because the most valuable thing today is attention. It's not even about
you think so goddamn different. I didn't even see that angle.
Why not?
We'll throw you a 10, create the...
just keep saying it's trash.
Got you.
And now all of his fans are going to compete against Flex. Flex is now going to get the engagement on his social, the engagement on his radios to keep the listeners up so that they can hear what he's going to say. It's like when Flex used to troll Drake and be like, oh, I'll put on my satin robe and my slippers to listen to Drake when he used to play Hotline Bling, but he played it every single night. So at the end of the day, he's not more important than the machine. and it's just the reality at hand is that don't sleep that the troll doesn't work on both sides. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I just know that there's this grand topic that would help our culture dramatically is if we just had it to where that guys don't have to retire. Like if Bon Jovi and I'm gonna be very limited, Bruce Springsteen and all of this. I seen Bruce Springsteen come out at a concert like 2 years ago in New Jersey, and I'm like, he's in his late 60s. He could be 70s. I don't know. So don't kill me on those stupid facts. But he's an old man, and they're letting him come out. Why is it that a lot of our rappers can't? You get what I'm saying? Because they're forced to compete with the younger generation. Now, let me tell you why our old rappers are losing badly. Badly. Okay. It's because the normal fan of the older rapper is an adult. What do adults have? Careers, families, children, responsibilities. They have a life that they cannot commit that amount of attention to their favorite artist. As an 18-year-old who has nothing to do other than fuck and think if they're going to go to college or not or try to get a job now. It's a way more free-flowing life when you're 18 versus when you're 48. So how can
Definitely.
these artists compete with how the game is designed now? It's designed with streams, which means attention. If just simplistically they have more time to give attention, they're gonna win the battle every single time over the older artist.
I agree.
Method Man and Redman was at Summer Jam the other day.
Yeah, I seen that.
And
That was
Method
wild.
was like, I'm not coming back. And people
Right.
thought he was dissing. He was like, no, it's okay. It's just not the same demographic. But he should not be forced to perform for this. He should have his demo that would love this guy. That could be like, dude, 36 chambers. You get
Right,
what I mean? Like,
right.
this is crazy.
I just create a whole nother tour and don't even take the option to do that because or just kind of build the set around how it's supposed to play out and have younger artists in the beginning and then close out with the older artists.
Yeah,
like,
but it's like,
you
what?
got to make it make sense.
But our culture is not minimal. It's not small anymore. And that's what I keep trying to get to everybody. We are large enough to where that we could have segments in our culture just like other genres. Like, I don't think, another moment to where it goes, and let's go up with it. I don't think that the singing rappers, the Roddy Riches, the Post Malones, the A Boogies, I don't think that they should be considered rappers. I think that they should have their own genre. And I'm not mad. This is not a diss. But they shouldn't.
But what would
You get what I mean? Like,
what would we call that though? Like,
let's invent it. Let's not be minimalized. Let's not be small thinking about our
Right.
genre.
Like trap R&B or
Like,
something
it could
like
be
that.
anything, but let
I
it
get what
be
you're saying.
something because we deserve more attention. A Boogie, let's just say A Boogie,
Okay.
should not be competing with Kendrick Lamar.
yeah, I don't see.
But
see
it is. They are both going to be. They're going to both be up for best rap records. They are. This is the problem. Roddy Ricch is competing directly behind Meek Mill. You get what I mean? Like, the whole point of this is that if you do this singing thing, I think we should name the genre and love it. This is not knocking
I get
anybody.
you. Right.
But that should be, I'm a, whatever this becomes, I'm a wave rap artist.
Right.
And now let that whole thing have a category. Let them get their own Grammys. Let them get stop minimizing our genre like we don't have subgenres that should be acknowledged. That our music is not just one rap. It gotta stop.
Yeah,
there
I
should
agree.
be an adult. There should be a genre for the ones who do the singing, harmonizing, and there should be just a regular. It should be. It's insane. And every other genre is represented on every single form but ours. And it's because
I'm listening.
we are not getting enough movement in these offices because this isn't set up. If they put new thinkers in there, if they put the new voices in there,
Right.
if they let people like me who have a different level of perspective speak, and tons of others, shout out to the Waynos, shout out to
Yeah. Shout out to
academic,
Wayno.
the people who talk, you get what I'm saying, for a different generation than what's represented in all of these offices. They need new voices, and I don't want them out of the offices. I want them to just represent a different part of our music.
Right.
I didn't want Flex out of the job. I
Right.
wanted him to go do something else.
Right.
Like, go represent
and give that
your
platform,
culture
give that
up.
platform to someone else. That
So people was like,
right.
you're mad at Flex, you want his job. My nigga, I was cool on the internet. I didn't want to be on the box.
Right.
My goal was never to be a mix show DJ. I would have much rather be Charlemagne than Flex.
Right.
That's just me.
Right. I can
You
see
get
that.
what I'm saying? And that's, again, some of my peers feel totally different. But I'd much rather sit down, ask questions, be innovative on dialogue, and do this to the max than mix until I'm 60. I just have no... I have
Flex
no
ain't going back to that.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? I have no interest in that. You get what I mean?
Right.
For the long term. So that's so if we go back and we get the bullet points, if our culture segmented these genres, then these execs can represent their purest form of what they know. And then our execs can represent our purest form of what I know. And then the next generation can represent the purest form of what they know. And now it's not going to be 50-year-old men telling us, you didn't hear that new Uzi verse? Oof, 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 oof. Like, it's insane. I'll be seeing rappers trying to do those drums, and I'll be like, this is cheesy. But they have to because they're trying to compete on the same chart.
Yeah, I see that every day. Like, I see how the older guys try to get in there with the younger guys, and it just doesn't mesh. It
can't.
It just doesn't mesh well.
But they're being forced because they're just trying to compete on the same chart. If Billboard acclimated a new chart for it, I promise you, we would get better quality rap music.
Yeah.
Because our rappers...
How do you feel about music right now? Like, in a sense, like...
I think that it's the most difficult that it's ever been in for an A&R or for a talent, because you're not getting to the top of the heap by being talented. The top of the heap is represented by the people that can acquire the most attention. And that's where the game is in its most weakest point. Like, let's take, for example, we get to the present point, right?
Okay.
I manage Rotimi.
Okay.
R&B space is beautiful. For women right now, it's at a height that it hasn't been in.
Definitely.
For women in many, many years.
Yeah, it's crazy right now.
The males, they're doing their thing, but they're not as represented as the women in R&B right now. But R&B has a lot of attention, right?
Right.
Got the Bryces, the Brents, and of course CB, right?
They're
of
going
course,
crazy.
right?
Yep.
We got Ro right now. Ro does not troll. Ro does not run behind the new hip-hop girl. Ro is not going to go and pour liquor on somebody and go. He's not going to tell somebody to suck his dick. But Ro makes excellent, amazing music.
Okay. I can respect that.
How does someone who does not want to be a part of the circus get equivalent attention if when he puts out a song and someone else puts out a song and they're like, you know what? I know what we're going to do. We're going to pour liquor on 10 girls' asses and then they're going to do this and do that to get how do we compete with the equivalent amount of digital real estate?
Right.
We can't. So what happens is that the cheesy will always win. It's not just against Ro. It's about tons of talent out there. There's so much talent that's not getting the chance because they're not coming in with a trolling package deal.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So talent does not rise to the top anymore.
So let me ask you this. With you being a DJ, media personality, and then switching into the role of a manager,
I'm with you.
How do you mold, because you know he's already moving, but how do you put emphasis on what he's doing after coming from all of this? Because this is just like a lot of nigga shit that was just going on. I
call it nigga activities.
Right. Now you go R&B, and I was trying to figure that part out too. I was like, damn, this is a total different demographic. How did you convert? Because that's like going to church, you got to convert, bro. Like, how did you convert from that to this and be like, this is going to work?
What happened was, I had stopped with music when I took a body blow when Nip got killed, because me and Nip used to speak quite often.
Okay.
You know, we used to talk a lot. There was a lot of moments that we connected on entrepreneurial business. He used to obviously hear me go viral from just saying anything that I wanted to say.
Right.
And then we got tapped in by multiple friends, the whole Crip shit. Everything just kind of just made it where it was like, yo, I rock with you, bro.
Right.
And we would have these dialogues. When Nip got killed, that was one of the first body blows for me.
Right.
Now, while this is going on, Pop's ascension is going up. Everything is going on. Me and Pop were really, really, really close at the very beginning. Then we had fell out just because of Canarsie neighborhood shit.
Right.
This person was with him. This person wasn't. I want you to do this. Don't want you to do this. It was a lot of back and forth on a small level that made me and him not speak. A clip goes viral on the internet. It misquoted me. He goes, Pop goes on the internet. This is me. Breaks my heart, my nigga. This is my young nigga.
That's
breaks
crazy.
my heart. This is me.
Yeah.
That does 1 million views.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I seen that.
And then it's like, what happened? And I'm calling all the cuz, yo, get him on the phone, get him on the phone, get him on the phone.
Right.
Get him on the phone. What the fuck are you doing? He's like, yo, bro, I didn't even see the whole video. My fault. I responded at the clip, bro. I bugged out. Yo, come on. Nah, it's my fault. I'm going to go on the internet and say it. I go, you know what? Don't say nothing. I'm about to do No Jumper with Adam 22.
Okay.
You got to owe me back some clout. You gonna post the interview that I do with him, and I'm talking about clearing it up, and then you're gonna repost it and be like, yeah, it's clear, and go, bet I owe you that, bro. Yo, you know you my brother. We from the same town. Yo, bro, I jumped out the window. We had a good FaceTime call, everything. This is like the Thursday, Friday, right? I do the interview Friday, something like that. By the Saturday, Sunday, the Monday, I speak to him. He's like, yo, I'm about to come to LA. I'm like, yo, bro, I think I'm going back to the town.
Okay.
I've been in LA way too long. I'm gonna go back to the town. And he's just like, he's like, yo, at the end of the day, I'm coming back. He gets to LA. That's when he gets the clothes, puts the bag with the address. They say that's some of it. That night, he goes to the studio with my little brother, On Point OP. Shout out OP, the whole 1090s. My nephew SD was with him. They're in the studio now, my family.
Right.
If I am in Los Angeles, this is not I think, maybe, I'm in the studio with him because me and him needed to physically link back up and be like, come on, nigga, hug it out. I miss you, my nigga. What the fuck?
Exactly.
That would have been it. He's with my little brother and he's with my nephew. Like, this is what's going to go on. I am home now. I fly back home that morning.
Okay.
He's there that night from the studio when they left, and they ended up recording a record, him and OP. That's the first way they did, and that had came out on the Pop Smoke album. I think it was on Faith. They did that record, and that night, that's when they break into Pop's crib and they kill him. So this stuff for me is like, that was the last hit.
So that's
where I go, I'm done with rap. I don't want to be around this. This shit is the worst. My other friends from all of the Treyway guys is in jail because this kid done snitched on everybody and told everybody and indicted everybody. It gets nasty. So my friends are in jail. My young boys is getting killed. My another friend, Nip, dies last year. Then they kill Pop. This is Lil Bro. I'm like, I don't want to be around rap no more.
Right. Okay, I understand.
Fuck rap. My paper was through the roof at this point. I'd made a lot of positive business decisions with music. They had to pay me out for a lot of things that I wrote on the low because I've held a lot of pens in this music. Now I don't even do the ghostwriter shit no more. You're going to write my name on the credit. I don't even play it, but I didn't know my business power at that point, so they paid me out because I still did what I did. But I've made arrangements to where you don't get a credit on this and that. But I've wrote some of your favorite songs. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's all cool. And, rappers don't like to say if somebody holds the pen with them. They don't want to say.
At this point.
So, it is what it is. So now I am at the point where I'm done. I'm chilling in the house. Everything is cool. Then Chewy came back. I managed Chewy for a little bit. It was all cool. Then me and him argue every day. We separate. I'm like, I'm done with rap. This is stupid. Ro, Timmy and me bump into each other Grammy week. And Ro goes, yo, bro, fuck with me. And I said, Ro, you artists are the worst. I never want to deal with none of you.
You already got PTSD in the industry.
I'm like, I don't want to deal with you. And he's like, my nigga, I promise you, you're bugging, bro. It's different. And Ro, and I owe him for the rest of my life. Because I was cutting off music. I shouldn't have cut off music. I should have cut off rap. Rap is what hurt me. Rap is what made my friends die. Rap is what made my friends in jail. The culture of what behind it, that's what hurt me. It's rap. It's not music. So then when I start hearing this R&B, I start hearing this Afro beat, I'm like, this shit feel good. This nigga don't say fuck bitches. This nigga don't say I hate women. He don't say suck my dick. This is beautiful. I have so many ideas. I ain't get to ever get off none of these I'm in love bars in my life. I am ready to do it. So when we start creating music, it's the most beautiful thing ever. And Ro to me is one of the most understated talents in the entire genre.
Why would you say that?
The level of work that he can do on screen and then go to music is insane. We've only really seen Jamie Foxx and Childish Gambino successfully do it at the same exact time where we're looking at them act while they have a record. There have been moments of people who were actors and rappers who did one and then put down the other, but very rarely are they at the same exact time. Where he has a record, he had In My Bed out while Power's running the season.
It was going crazy.
He's booming Ghost. And it's like,
he was going crazy.
Fuck your, like this is.
Yo, he was going crazy at that point.
This is insane. You get what I'm saying? Then he had Lotto out with 5 the year before. He had Love Rhythm out months before. So you're talking about, this is insane. You get what I mean? That's a different level of talent to then go, take that and then simultaneously go, I am going to put out music. And then he can sing at this point. And he can act. And he can do all of these things. And he can produce music. And he can do Afrobeat. That's a whole nother genre of music. So, and he's 100% Nigerian, so it's of authenticity. It's not like he's just doing it because he likes the music.
Definitely.
So that's what made me go, I love it. I start producing with him, start writing. I co-wrote the album with him. I'm the executive producer of the album that's coming out. We got a double album coming out. It's
July 19th.
July 19th. It's called In My Heart.
That's how I remember.
Oh, that's amazing. It's called In My Heart, In My Veins. In My Heart is the R&B side. In My Veins is the Afro side. And it's a beautiful piece of work. I personally think it's a classic. And we haven't had an R&B classic in a long time. And it's really because, in my opinion, that R&B was kind of forced to do a lot more things than needed. You get what I'm saying? Like, I saw somebody speak about, like, Chris Brown. Chris Brown's putting out, like, 25, 30 records.
He's going ham.
The fans can't even digest it fast enough. But Chris is like, get it when you get it. And I think what happens is that we're missing classic projects to acclaim it that on, like, a Chris Brown side because it's just so much music to digest. It's so much happening that we're not recognizing that we're missing out on classic projects. And
Chris got a lot of bangers on those albums that be coming out lately. Because me as a DJ, even if I'm doing an opening set, I can go in his catalog and find so many songs that people haven't heard before. And they'll come up to me and be like, who's that? Is that Chris Brown? I'm like, yeah, like he has a plethora of hits.
It's almost too much. It's a disservice to him. And it's because of how the R&B genre truly is. It's almost not prepared for it. And that's why I all salute to R&B Money with Tank and Jay Valentine and what people are doing for the culture of R&B right now and bringing the attention on these artists, on the girls winning right now, the Money Longs, the the Coco Jones, the Victoria Monets. It goes on and on and on. SZA, her, all of these monsters, and we're finally just starting to get it again at a point to where the R&B people are really getting the attention that they fully deserve.
I agree.
Again. And now it's happening, and I'm just happy that, you know, my boy got a card in the game.
Right.
And I think he's a top fiver on the male side right now in the culture. And
okay, I can respect that, definitely.
And I think that's the argument that needs to happen. Like, where does he fit? And I want when the project comes out for people to compare it, for people to compete and be like, listen to these records. Where do they lie? Because I think that's what R&B is also missing. It's the level of attention that we give rap competitively and debate-wise that R&B needs.
So let me ask you this. What makes good R&B music? Because you got to think about it. We could all say like, oh yeah, Usher, SWV, all this, like they made good love songs, Tank, Key Sweat, they made all of that. But at the same time, it's like you said, the Victoria Monets, like they're making good records, but what makes a great R&B record that's saying like, hey, this is timeless, we can play this again? Is it the record that I'm gonna play in the club and all the girls are gonna sing? Like, what makes a timeless R&B record that becomes a staple in the culture?
I think number one, gotta be honest. You get me? I think number one, it got to be honest. And I think number two, what got to happen is that you got to speak to the people who you are a representation of.
Okay.
And I think that that's something that we try to make when you get these records that's a record, it just becomes, that's just really the more popular one.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? That just became the most popular. Chris Brown, again, if we go back to CB, Chris Brown has so much jewels hidden on all these albums. What, those records aren't good?
Yes.
I forget the record. Was it, what is it?
Undecided?
Undecided. The one that was like track 29 or whatever like that from the album. That ended up charting 2.5 years later.
Right.
Right? Remember? Because that's an example. So did that song get better in 2 years? No. It's the identical same song they released, but we couldn't give it the attention it needed.
So as an artist, who's giving out more quality and less quantity, if that would make sense? Who's giving out more quantity and quality at the same time? Is that happening with anybody, or is it just Chris Brown is just giving out a mass quantity and it's not quality?
No, I think Chris Brown is by far just, I mean, people have too many emotions involved in Chris Brown. You know what I mean? If in reality, Chris Brown is...
artists?
I mean...
What about artists in general? So, name another artist outside of Chris that's just putting out quantity of music, but it's not quality.
Oh, and not quality.
Right.
He said, let's go viral.
Right. I'm like...
Let's go viral. A quality artist is nothing. Who do I want to shoot at? Jesus Christ. All right, cool, man. God damn it. I'm trying to really just think about what it is. I think that there's a lot of...
Let's start in the rap scene first. Like, yeah, let's start in the rap scene.
Who's not good anymore?
Yeah, like they just shooting bricks at this point. Like, you just in the gym for no reason at this point.
Shit. I really don't be thinking about this, but I don't want to run from the questions. I want to give it like real thought. I think the artists that are throwing up a lot of bricks are the artists that are not being them. Okay. It's when I see a 35-year-old rapper who's rapping on the Uzi Vert tempo of music. That's automatically trash to me. Because that's not a representation of who you are. Okay. I know that you're not in your crib going, you know, I just know that you're not. You get what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hate when the rappers are now trying to get on a drill beat. Like, now drill is kind of easing off now. Now it's the sexy drill shot, the Cash Cobain, B-Swag, all my young niggas from the city going up. You get what I mean? And now... It
seemed like you're dancing around the question.
I know, I'm trying so hard because I'm trying to also think.
That's kind of like pointless to do at this point. Shit. Like, I'm asking you a question, bro. Like, who do you feel like? Because there's a lot of guys that's getting opportunities. There's no shots at them. I just want to see like where's your perspective? Because remember, you was dialed in. You understood what music was. You understand 100%. Who was hot, who's actually out there like just wasting any time at this point. Like, hey. Just give it up. It's kind of like, all right, just go back and make a better record. It's no shot, but at the same time, I know that you can do better. If that's a better way for us to say.
No. I totally am with you. I'm really trying to think, and I couldn't think of nothing. I just was trying to hold on to court while
oh my God.
I'm dropping the ball.
Jesus.
Waffles, I'm dropping the ball. God damn it. Jesus. And I'm normally ready to send shots.
Because it's no shots at nobody. It's just like, hey, bro, like I know that you can do better, especially as a DJ, as a cultivator in the city. Like, what do you hear that's like, bro, you're getting the shots, but the shots are not working? Like,
yeah, I don't.
In my eyes, in my ear, because I do feel like us as DJs.
Who do you feel like somebody that you? This
is not about me. I'm here to ask you the questions. That has nothing to do with it.
This is not my interview.
Yeah. We're not in different scenes.
We're not. I totally get you. I don't know. I'm gonna think of somebody. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, who's just really just putting up music that I just don't like? I really don't know. I feel like shit. I don't know. I'm coming back to it. I'm not gonna leave without saying something.
All right. So tell me what's up next for you now, because I know that you got the Rotimi situation. Yeah. Are you coming back to podcasting? Like,
I'd like to. I like speaking. I don't, for the exception of my last question.
Bro, you gotta listen. Right. See, this is what I know about you. You have to figure out, like, if you're gonna go in, are you gonna go out?
Yeah.
Bro, you can't get, like, this is your thing.
Yeah.
You get everybody on the ropes, everybody's crazy. Okay, Corral, oh my God, he's the guy, And then you be like, all right, I'll holler at y'all.
Nah,
no,
I want to come back to podcasting. There's a lot that needs to be said for our culture that's not. I also don't think that a lot of people are good at podcasting. I think a lot of podcasters are fantastic personalities, but they're not great at asking questions.
Listen, if you ever go on a podcast when there's no shots at people, but when it's just like multiple people.
Yeah.
And they really can't hold a conversation, just one person, I just kind of look at that like it's like a struggle sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I try to listen to everyone, and I just feel like, hey, it's too many people. First of all, you guys got together and did this, and y'all don't know how to share the mic.
Correct.
So since y'all don't know how to share the mic, that's where my perception of it is like, why are y'all doing this in a group or whatever? Y'all don't even know how to talk with one another. So that's one of my things. And I feel like if you're going to start a podcast, it's no real number to it, but just know how to operate in that field before you do it. Don't just go buy a mic and be like, oh, yo, bro, we can talk to the world. Yeah. We can just upload and we up. No, bro, like, have some respect for it. That's to me. That's how I feel about it.
Most don't. I think that there's a lot of just characters who are like funny and entertaining on social.
Right.
And then they just don't know like what else to do. So they're like, all right, I'm going to pod. It's also very low expense to start. And you can kind of play with that reality of getting a mic, sitting at a chair and then talking and then kind of facilitating. Then they'll just take that clip and run it through the gram. They don't even have a real podcast. They're just talking on a microphone on Instagram. You get what I mean? Like it's like it gets really, really shitty. Me personally, I want to come back to podding.
No, we don't know what you if and all that. Are you coming back or not, bro?
I want to, 100%.
You really?
Yeah, 100%. I really am. I love this.
Because we heard it here first.
Yeah, I love it. I love what podcasting represents. I love the dialogue. And where I'm at, we're right now, executive producing the album, getting the album out.
How do you have time?
No, I think there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. I mean, because at the end of the day, this is just dialogue. The same way I can manage an artist's career where he goes records, because he's on a new show right now, which you're going to see probably by the time it comes out. He's on a brand new show, brand new season. And it's really, really, really big in the culture. And he's coming back out. He's going to be announced. And they're working on more and more stuff. When he's doing that, I still have to find other time. I'm ready to pod. There's too much commentary that's needed in our culture. Today, when we're talking about the growth of the genre, the growth of the executives, the growth of what it's supposed to be, the opening up, the pushing the narratives and starting it got to start somewhere. And it should start with someone who can articulate it, who's got a little bit of, some decent respect on their side and really, really start this whole thing. And I've been a part of so many different waves and different groups of artists that I'm like, you know what? This is something that needs to be said. And then if I can say it, if I can get this accomplished, my genre will last 50 more years because they wouldn't be competing against one another. Everybody will just be growing into what I know that they can. You get what I mean? And then soon after that, 15 more years, we can develop an even younger version of what rap will be. Then there'll be that middle generation and then that older one. It'll just be great. We'll all flourish. It's a lot of money to get if you understand this business.
Okay. So y'all heard it here from Punch, man. He still dipped out on our question. We gonna let him ride though. Like at this point, like, and I'm from Brooklyn too, so I'm just like so confused. But okay, it is what it is.
Do you have any?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Just it's okay. This keeps our friendship. This keeps like
our friendship was good. It was gonna end the friendship. But a rapper's name I called out.
It's okay, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay. He's a nice guy. He's really nice. Don't worry about it. Let everybody know where your next gig is at. How they can follow you on social media. When the podcast is dropping, because listen,
I'm back. I mean, in reality, it's simple like this, man. Follow us on the whole journey. I am Punch with a V. It's definitely, there's a very, very loud amount of points that we need to cover, and I'm going to start speaking up Waffles got it out very, very, very clear. I'm back talking.
Yes.
We need more voices in the culture. We need representation of our generation in this culture as well. It's not just the older, and it's not just the kids who just pick up a mic yesterday. There's a generation of people that's understated. You know what I mean? Like, it's just what it is. I'll just be honest. My top fives is different than niggas' top fives because of what my...
What's your top five? Before we get out of here, what's your top five right now?
Oh, shit.
Alive.
Alive only. I only do Alive anyway. Hove.
Okay. I'm with you.
Shade a Kiss.
I'm with you.
Fab.
Okay.
Drake. And my five on like what I love, I go Pusha T.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, we got a lot of similarities, bro. Like Pusha T is definitely in my top five. Jay-Z is definitely in my top five. Fab was creeping up there, and then I kind of leave the other two just to kind of,
No, I love
Pusha T. Like it's like
he
just puts you in a whole nother thought process when you listen to music. So
I love it. And
shout out to Pusha T. Yeah, Jada got he got bars. See, you come from that era of like bars, so I get it. Like he'll make you think. Yeah,
I love bars. That's
Definitely.
why I love Banks. Banks is in my 10, and the only reason why Banks not in my 5 is because Banks just didn't put out the amount of music that everybody else did.
Okay, so now you want to give us 10 because you didn't want to give us Who Was Trash. It's cool. I like it. I like it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow my guy on Instagram. He's going crazy.
Yeah.
He's back outside.
Yeah, very.
For the guys, y'all might get a little nervous because I just gave y'all just a little piece. But make sure y'all stay locked. My boy's going crazy. 2 words, I'm going. I holla. Hey, wow.
Bow.